Well, I'm standing in front of what we call the Wadsworth coach. It's an Abbott Downing stagecoach number 405. So it's sort of a manufactured coach, and it was owned by the Wadsworth family since 1874. And when we acquired the coach in the late 1950s, it's been in our possession since then. It's had a place to sit and rest and be part of the museum, but no work has been done on it since that time. And so, over time it's accumulated a lot of dirt, it's accumulated some wear, and I don't know the exact condition that it came to us, how it came to us, but it certainly is in need of, or was in need of, some attention, both in its exterior and its body, its running gear, and its interior. So what we've done so far with the coach is we've had a complete assessment of the coach, so we know exactly what treatment needs to be done on the coach. We've repaired the roof rack, and we've added a consolidant onto the body and the running gear, and that's simply something that's applied, like a liquid product that's applied that keeps the paint from coming off, and it keeps if there's flaking paint, you can even apply a little heating element, and it keeps that original paint intact on the body and on the coach. It's also been cleaned prior to being consolidated. So basically it's been stabilized. The roof rack is no longer poking through and bent and damaged. The body and the running gear are no longer flaking, and the iron is no longer corroding. So all of that is stabilized, and that's the ultimate goal, or the most important goal. Now with our treatment, we are going to look at the interior of the coach. None of that has been treated at all. We're going to look at the footrest, and we're going to eventually in paint. So the places where you see missing paint, that paint will be added back in. So it's a conservation project versus a restoration project. Although there's elements of restoration sneaking in, conservation means we're going to keep what we have, we're going to preserve it, we're going to conserve it so that this artifact can be with us and with this museum for decades and centuries to come. We want to keep it from deteriorating and preserve it in its condition, in its original condition. So when we conserve it, we're keeping as much as we can keeping the integrity of the object. Obviously, we can't keep this paint anymore because it's gone. So that part we'll add to it. In the interior, if there's a seat cushion missing, for instance, we don't have that seat cushion, so that's going to be refabricated. So that's more of a restoration. It's adding back, but we're going to keep everything that we can and conserve it and preserve it. For folks that want this coach right back on the road and ready to go with horses on it and everything, that's a very wonderful, really romantic idea, but it doesn't help to preserve this coach and keep it as a museum should keep its objects. If we have a painting, we fix a little part of the painting that's damaged, or the little bit of the hole, or add that little paint that's missing. We don't go ahead and repaint the whole thing and then put it on somebody's car and whoop it around town so they can, see it. So it's that kind of of a process, and the conservator Brian Howard has been really done a beautiful job with this, and will continue to do so. And it came to the Wadsworth family in 1874. So they had no knowledge of the automobile as coming to replace this wonderful Mercedes that they just purchased, to get to the train station, to get around their vast land holdings, throughout what is Livingston County and now Monroe County. There were a lot of miles to travel, and they also would use it at parades to eventually find its way as a judge's station at the Genesee Valley Hunt. And we have some images of that being used in that capacity. Well, in 1874, I believe it cost $770. So I really don't know what that equates to. That would be really fun to figure out. But it wasn't within the general, average family's budget to purchase something like this.